Hi yogis, namaste. So one of the goddesses I get asked about a lot when I teach workshops is Tara. Tara is an interesting one because she seems to span over much of the globe. She's more of a universal goddess, or shows up in a lot of other places beyond just Hinduism and Buddhism. So the ancient Druids actually of Great Britain, they worshipped a mother goddess called Tara, and even the ancient Finnish, they had a mother goddess called Tar, just T-A-R. And of course in Tibet and Nepal especially, she's a really highly revered goddess, but all over the world. And in certain aspects of Hinduism, she's considered one of the 10 Dasa Mahavidyas, the great wisdom goddesses, where she comes right after Kali, and she looks a lot like Kali in that tradition. She's sort of very fearsome looking with dark skin and the necklace of severed heads and the skirt of severed arms, just like Kali. So she's sort of one of those shocking goddesses that's meant to shake you out of your everyday way of thinking and get you thinking on a different level. But most often she's thought of, Tara is thought of as one of the goddesses of compassion. And in Buddhism, there's actually 21 Taras, but most notable are green Tara and white Tara. Those are the two that most people are familiar with, especially the green Tara. And green Tara is the one who is most known as the goddess of compassion, the bodhisattva of compassion. And she's sort of famous for doing things like this, like there's a story about a whole number of fleeing Tibetans. They were fleeing, trying to escape the Chinese, and they came to a place in the mountains where the path split. And they knew they had to pick one or the other. They were eventually going to meet these paths, so they just had to choose which one are we going to take. And the Tara appeared and told them to take one path, and then they find out later that the other path had a huge Chinese contingent on it that were ready to attack them. Or here's another story about Tara. There was a man, a British man, who went to Nepal, and he purchased for a very low price this precious, almost priceless statue of Tara that he was going to smuggle back to Great Britain. And so he tried to smuggle it back by putting it in his carry-on bag. And his carry-on bag, it went right through and nobody looked in it or checked it. But as he walked towards the boarding gate to get on the plane, his bag got heavier and heavier and heavier until it was so heavy he could no longer carry it. He had to put it down. And a policeman noticed, and they looked in the bag, and they found that he was trying to take this precious relic out of the country. So she protects like that. She's a goddess. You can put her on your altar. You can put a statue of her or a picture of her somewhere. And she's thought to offer divine spiritual protection just when you need it. And then the other one, the white Tara, she's also a goddess of protection and compassion, and she's known as the mother of the Buddha. And what's really neat about her is that she's thought to have all these eyes. So she's really all-seeing. And I think that, you know, sometimes we get really confused and we feel like we can't see clearly what's our path, where are we supposed to go, what's happening. Like you feel like you're totally in a fog or living in a cloud. You could call on this white Tara because she's got all these eyes that see beyond what's just right in front of you. So she has a third eye, of course, but she also has eyes in her palms, and she has eyes in the soles of her feet. So when you need extra eyes to really open up and see beyond what's right in front of your nose, or see through some of the fog you feel you're in, you could call upon the white Tara. Namaste.